Okay, folks, as promised, today is the drop for the new zoo tour. Um, we are using the Prizma texture pack to enhance the way it looks, adds a lot of animations that are just kind of extra. So we start off here with our visitor center. Um, I need to do something with it. Right now, it's just got some tables with different items that are dropped. It doesn't really look that good. I need to come up with something better for the visitor center. Maybe some information booths or something. Because right now these tables they look kind of flat. But they do have most, if not all, of the drops that monsters give, mobs give, um, including a couple heads here. But I've also got a lot of blank places, so I need to figure something else out. But it looks pretty other than that. Anyway, due to a recent update, name tags are not keeping the creaking there. Got to show up at night. I'll do that. Almost everything in the zoo is wild, so while it's technically been tested, it might not be safe. And then we have the map of the zoo itself, except it looks like I'm missing one enclosure in there, but I'll deal with that later. So, start off with the polar exhibit here. Um, got the polar bears. All of the things have some did you know things on them, and that most of you know. Like, did you know foxes will pick up random items, including weapons? You can have a fox carry a sword and actually hurt enemies until it picks up something new. But we got Arctic foxes and regular foxes. I'm not a huge fan of the exteriors of a lot of my buildings, but the interiors are great. We got the sniffers here. This is the new enclosure. I moved them out to make room for the camel husks. Then we move over here to one of my favorite buildings, my peaceful aquarium. It has all of the non-hostile aquatic mobs. I built it to look like an underwater temple. It's got a huge ceiling. We got some pufferfish here. Did you know that they're ingredient for water breathing? Some basic. We got some pufferfish. We have the axolotls. There's a 1 in 1200 chance of getting the blue one, which I do have in there. I don't know why the fish like to spin around lights. All the aquatic mobs do. So we got some dolphins. Despite being aquatic, they require air. I think we all knew that. The really basic salmon and cod. I don't even have a did you know for them. We need to come up with something stupid for them. Baby squids only appear in Bedrock Edition. You can see them right up there in the top. I also have a baby glow squid. So we got 2 adults and a baby in each enclosure. You can see the ocean floor beneath the aquarium. Where's the baby? There it is. Right up here. They only spawn. They can spawn below Y30 in the dark. And then we've got the giant tank. We've got Nautilus and every named fish, as well as a couple of extra non-named ones to add some color in here. But it goes from all the way over there, cuts around through here, and over to that side. So I need to catch some more fish to put in here to really liven it up. But there's still quite a few in there. There's probably about 40 fish in there and 3 Nautilus. And then we've got the turtles. The last little one. They're the turtle babies are the only source of scoots. Anyway, the side of the axolotl again, and then back through the water and out of the aquarium. But this took a lot of effort. Oh look, guy riding a Nautilus, zombie Nautilus. Can I see him over here? No, I can't. But either way, it took a lot of effort to build this, and I'm really proud of it. Unlike some of the buildings, like this one, the outside needs a little work. It's kind of very flat. But this is the jungles and caves. Start off right here on the right, where I've got the bat. The only bat. Because that is, surprisingly enough, the hardest mob to move into the zoo. But we've got all 7 panda personalities. You can see the lazy one laying down. The brown one's out there somewhere. I think I see it right in front of me. But there are 7 personality types. They're all here. You can go in there if you want to explore with them. You've got the ocelots who technically are hostile, but they don't attack anything. The frogs, they eat small cube creatures. I think we all knew that's how we get frog lights. There's 3 orange and a white here. There's another white over there, and there's another one. I saw a green a second ago. They're all swimming in the water right now. And then next to the frogs, we have the parrots, who for whatever reason all hang out on this one little side. I gave them a big enclosure. They don't use it, but they can mimic the sounds of other creatures, which is kind of cool. I think they're mimicking the frogs right now, just because they're nearby. The creaking enclosure, I'm gonna have to come back to it later because it's not quite dark yet. And the name tags, like I said in the zoo announcements, don't work. So first, let's go to the overworld attraction. All the hostile monsters from the overworld. We've got an observation deck up here for the phantoms. They've got this giant glass enclosure. Um, if I come out on the observation deck, they kind of just hang out in the roof, or in the ceiling. We'll see them in a second where they're not doing that when we get down below. We've got some spiders, and with the Prizma texture pack, the spiders do some cool things. We'll look at it later. Slimes don't have faces in the Prizma, which is interesting. But they're the only mob that spawns in the daylight. Charged creepers, like the one in the back there, drop mob heads when they kill other things. We've got the hanging lanterns in here, which is kind of fun. It's a better look at the charged creeper. And here's the spiders. They use sides as if they were floors, but in the Prizma they hang upside down, which is just really fun. The cave spiders who can fit through a half block also hang upside down. There's also supposed to be 3 of them. I only see 2. Where'd my third one go? Whatever. Here we go. Below the phantoms, there you can see them actually flying instead of slamming their face into the ceiling. But they don't attack you if you're in a bed. Originally, phantoms were going to be red, but they got changed to blue because they didn't want to get confused with nether creatures. And then we have Tim the Warden, who I've had for a very long time. And I built him a full-out, kind of looks like a warden enclosure. They hunt by scent, not sight. Safety is not guaranteed beyond the orange line. Going past the red line for more than 10 seconds is asking for death. I'm not going to cross the orange line because he looks kind of angry right now. But I will go ahead and feed him because I set up this little feeding mechanic for the warden. I've got 3 of them, but I'm only going to mess with 1 of them. So like you bring your friends up and they each take a button, and you can see them down below there. This is one of my most messed up things, I think, in the whole place. Because you push this and eggs get shot out. Right now I'm shooting cold variant eggs, but there's also eggs for warm chickens and for regular chickens. And if one of these stupid things would just hatch on me anytime now. It's a 1 in 8 shot. Come on, wait, was that one there? Oh, there's one there down there. Okay. The baby chicken. It's hatched. I fed the warden. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oops. Oh well. So as they make sound, he will have dinner. Since it's almost nighttime. Okay, guys. Make sound. There we go. Thing is so angry at me. It's just, oh, yep, there's one. The other one's trying to run away. And there we go. Alright, so, fed both chickens. Or the warden. Alright, nighttime now. Sun is setting. Get a full look of the zoo. All the effort I put into it. Yes, some of the buildings are kind of basic, but I never, like, touted myself as an engineer. That does mean if I run through this overworld exhibit, I can go back and look at the creakings, see what they look like with this Prizma texture pack. Around, back past the slimes. Here, jungle and caves. And yep, there they are. So they only move when you're not looking at them, so there we go. Except for the guy in the back, he'll move a little bit in a sec. There he goes. Because I'm not close enough for him to register that I'm looking at him. There we go. But creaking. They only spawn in there. That's what all this bamboo is for. Is to keep them from spawning outside of their enclosure, since for whatever reason the name tag thing isn't working. I'm gonna go to the nether next. Again, kind of basic exterior. Need to fix it a little bit, but nether better. You have the magma cubes. They can jump 4 blocks high, but they kind of twist now as they move. We've got the blaze, the only mob hurt by snowballs, unless you light the snowballs on fire somehow. We've got the striders, of course. They move slower outside of lava, like, thank you for providing an example, guy. And then the ghast. Ignore the dispenser in there. It's the ghast keep chunking or having issues with chunk loading and disappearing, and so I've got a direct nether portal to the enclosure, but I have to turn it off with a dispenser. This is the end exhibit. We have Shulker. They can duplicate when hit, but I'm not risking it. So he's right there, hanging out in his little pillar. That took a while to get him on the pillar. We have 2 endermites in here somewhere. I don't know where they've hidden. Oh, there they are, over on the left. So 1 in 20 shot of them spawning. What they're doing in the corner, I don't know. There they are. Then, if we move all the way through the shulker enclosure and come down into this little pit, you can see the building in the water on my way. We've got a second underwater building. This one holding an Enderman. In the new update, Enderman can now be caught in boats. Just how I got him in here. But we've got him right here. We can look him in the eyes. Put the plants in the back, the chorus plants in the back. I gave him blocks to play with. 4 different dirt blocks that he can just move around as he wants, so he's not totally bored by himself in this underwater prison. I mean, enclosure. Okay. Go back out. Gotta go through the shulker again. Guess I could go around, but I'm gonna go through the shulker again because I kind of like this building. More chorus plants, blaze rods. I like how everything's kind of shiny with this texture pack. Okay, going to the skeletons. The skeleton graveyard, because we start hitting some new mobs, like, right, skeleton graveyard. There you go. Like these 2, the parched, which I was able to move by boats. They couldn't hit me. They couldn't shoot me when I was in the same boat that they were in. They look kind of mummy-like. Areas of weakness. We got the regular skeletons, including the... Well, there used to be a skeleton rider. Why isn't there a guy on the horse anymore? What? Okay. Well, I guess I don't need the horse in there anymore. He fell off his horse. The wither skeleton. Their heads spin around with this update. Their walking is all... So I guess more natural, less natural. I'm not sure which way to look at it. We got the bogged over here. We have the lowest health of the skeletons, but cause the most damage, not counting wither skeleton, the most damage with the bow. Just because that poison is just a pain. The strays. Most of these things, if you didn't notice, have trial armor on. Okay, Go back to the middle, and then I think I'm going to go back towards the beginning for a second. So we got some Ravagers. They've destroyed everything inside their territory because that's what they do. Their pen. Have the Illager house. Have the dungeon-like alley home. Allies don't breed, they duplicate. Got the little dungeon in here. And the Illagers themselves, I include the witch in the Illager. I'm not sure if they actually count, but they're a hostile villager mob, so I count them. So Vindicator, Evoker. Yeah, I know. You're not happy with me. You'd shoot me if you could. The raid captain, regular guy, witch hiding in the corner over here. There he is. I like this one. Kind of looks like a woodland mansion on the inside. A viewing window for the Ravagers themselves. And then the Vex is in this little thing. I hate this enclosure. But it's just kind of the best I could make. So he's just sitting in a boat. He's got to store it out. Okay, I'm going to go back to the beginning instead of heading to the left and get these basic buildings before finishing off the tour. Because these are the things that everybody has seen. So we've got the farm animals here. Exactly what it sounds like. We've got the pigsties over here. If pigs are struck by lightning, they can become piglins. Well, zombie piglins. But there's every color. Same with the chickens. Throw eggs, get a chicken. But there's all three colors are in here, all three variants. And every cow variant, you get the mushroom heading out the door. Lightning creates brown mushrooms and vice versa. There's a brown mushroom there. So all the cow variants, and then, of course, sheep. I don't have a Jeb. I don't know why. I just never bothered. We then have the Zooville stables here. We have every horse variety. We'll look at them in a I didn't unleash these guys. I thought they were going to burn in the sunlight, so I leashed them inside and left one as a test dummy. But skeleton horses. Every color of llama. White, gray, cream, and brown. We've got camels, just kind of hanging out. We've got some mules. We've got some donkeys. And then we have the new stuff, this camel husk. They can be healed by rabbit feet, which is just an unbelievably difficult to get healing item. But there's 3 of them in here. There they are. 3 of them in here. That was a real pain because the nearest desert is not close by. But anyway, we've got dark gray, dark bay, dapple gray, an extra sign, black horses. Let's come back, get rid of that sign. The regular bay, horses have 3 stats. Flaxen, buckskin, and of course, white horses. So we've got all 7 colors of horse, and each of the 7 has all 5 markings. So we've got all 35 varieties of horse. If you're confused about what the sides of my pathways are, by the way, those are resin bricks. I've got a little resin farm. Last of the overworld stuff, we've got the wild domestic animals. So none of these are tamed, but they are domestic animals, right? So we've got all the varieties of wolf, including one guy stuck in a wall. Whatever. We've got the armadillos, where they've got the wolf armor scoots, or wolf armor's made from their scoots. We've got the rabbits. There's including a special named one, Toast. We got a Toast rabbit in there somewhere too. Might be the one right there, or it's the one in the back. I'm not sure which one's the Toast rabbit. But all different colors of rabbits. We've got a little beehive over here. there's technically like 7 bees in here, but I only ever see one. I don't know what's going on with the rest of them that they just don't come out. It is nighttime right now though, so the other 6 are probably in their container. And then every variant of cat, which took a while, and on the move over to this zoo from the old zoo, I actually lost 2 of them and had to go out and find 2 more, which was unfortunate. But we come out here, work our way to the last few buildings. Again, we've got the Copper Trials because I didn't know what else to call it. Somewhere in here, hopefully, there they are, silverfish. Can't get out. They're not really trial, but they're the only mob based on real animals. We have some copper golems. We've got the frozen one, and then every different level of oxidation. We've got a breeze enclosure with the little breeze on the floor there. Their wind charges can activate stuff. It looks like a breeze. I like that on the ground. Then we got these guys, purple in this Prizma texture pack. There's only 3 things in there. This thing's kind of flat too, but we have the Zombie Nation. So, zombified, everything that is zombified for the most part is found in here. So we've got piglins. You can see the one with the axe to show that we got one of the big guys. The brutes. We have a couple of swords. There's a baby in there. We have the zombies themselves, where baby zombies are way stronger than the other variants, including a chicken jockey. Yes, feel free to yell it now. We've got next to him, we've got the husks. Again, we've got some trial chamber ones, and a baby, and a regular. I've tried to do that in every variety I could. Um, the zombie villagers look really terrifying in this variant. Like, regular zombies don't have red eyes, but the villagers do. But we've got 3 different biomes, 3 different professions, 1 baby. The Zoglins, the only mob that's hostile to just about everything. Not counting the Wither. I mean, only regular mob. We've got the new zombie horses. 3 of them also look terrifying. Got their red eyes. They're almost completely useless because you have to use armor to ride them in the sun. And they don't swim underwater like the skeleton horses. And then the zombie nautilus. The coral one had to travel roughly 10,000 blocks to be here. That's why there's only 1. I'm not taking that trip twice. The nearest warm water was a long way away. We've got 1 building left. Better look at the Zoglins. Only building left is this one. Again, looks kind of basic from the outside. The inside's better. Mining fatigue beyond this point. We have the hostile aquarium with apparently a guy sitting on a boat. So we've got some guardians. There they are. Bottom corner, top corner now. We have the drowned, which I know probably should be in the zombie one, but I want to do an underwater thing. There's a baby somewhere. Oh, there it is, hiding in the corner. Another guy back in the back. Sure, why not? It's holding a boat. And then the Elder Guardians, they're trying to pathfind to the nearest temple. I need to come up with a way to get them to come out of their little hole. I've got an idea, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'll just set something up in creative and then try it here. If it does work, I'll do just a little add-on of just the Elder Guardian. This guy's new. I might have to name tag him. He's gonna be Sam. Sam the Doorman. Yeah. Yeah, if you're still around, I'm gonna come back to you. Either way. Just jam it a little bit. Come back to the visitor center by going through the Copper Trials. Want to take one last look at the map. Show you that we got to every building. We've got the Pale Oak fences holding lanterns all the way through the zoo. We've got the resin walkway. Some of the buildings just look great. This Prizma texture pack looks amazing. It comes free with a Realm subscription, but I might just buy it in general just to have it because it really does brighten everything up. I really like it. I need to put some more flowers down. There's a lot of places where some improvement can be made, but going by the polar exhibit here, back to the visitor center. I think I'll take you all the way back to the front of the visitor center, end where we started. But yeah, there's the map of the zoo, all the buildings. Went through all of it. I think we hit every walkway except maybe one, just because I took a different path. Come out here. Probably should put some steps in here. And we end with a view of the zoo. You can see the warden's cage in the back. And it was a lot of fun making this. So again, it's the Prizma texture pack. And I hope you enjoyed looking at my zoo and that you made it through the whole thing. Thanks for watching.